What's up, everybody? Welcome into another emergency episode of Flippin' Bats. This will probably be the last emergency episode, but Aaron Judge has officially signed with the New York Yankees. 9 years, $360 million. There is a lot to unpack here. First off, it seemed to be 50-50, right? The Giants and the Yankees. I was just down at the winter meetings and was told as much. This is about as 50-50 as it gets. He has the high money offer from his hometown Giants, where he dreamed of playing one day, and he has the offer from the New York Yankees, where he wanted to be a Yankee for life. Well, it turns out the Yankees ended up upping their offer to right around what the Giants were offering. The Giants were in for $360 million, it was reported. Well, guess what? The Yankees ended up bumping up their offer to $360 million as well. But a little last second play here from the San Diego Padres came in, and this made a lot of sense. They ended up offering him 10 years, $400 million, and he ended up not accepting that. Obviously ends up with the Yankees, but this made sense to me. The Padres were all in on Trey Turner, right? Offered him $342 million, and it just seemed like, okay, if Trey Turner's gonna turn down $342 million, but you're going to offer him that, why not just throw all of that and a little bit more to Aaron Judge and get the biggest free agent maybe in history? I mean, why not do that? They did. They went more. They went 10 years, $400 million, and he turned it down. So Aaron Judge gets what I think he wanted. I think he wanted to be a New York Yankee, and he is there now for 9 years. $360 million for an AAV of $40 million a year. $40 million a year. Now, that $40 million a year AAV makes him the third highest AAV in all of Major League Baseball, behind only the two Mets, Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. It is the third largest contract of all time. Listen to these. Mike Trout with the Angels, $426.5 million. Mookie Betts with the Dodgers, $365 million. Aaron Judge's $360 million. Lindor now behind him, $341 million. And Tatis behind him, $340 million. So big news for Aaron Judge and the Yankees. As I was saying for a long, long time now, sign him to a lifetime contract. Make him your captain. That's the next move now. Put a C on his chest. Put him out in right field. Let him hit 1,000,000 home runs. Let him go into the Yankee Hall of Fame. All of it. Let it happen. Put a C on his chest. The first captain since Derek Jeter. It needs to happen. But look at it this way. This is what's so cool about this deal for me. One, thank God they paid up. I'm all in on, look, you're the New York Yankees. Pay up. It's simple. Nobody wants to see a Brian Cashman signing when you're supposed to be signing Aaron Judge. That was preposterous. What are you doing putting out a Brian Cashman signing when nobody cares? Just sign Aaron Judge. They did it. They're the Yankees. They have to pay up. They did pay up. And just 1 year ago, less than 1 year ago, the Yankees offered Aaron Judge 7 years and $213.5 million for an AAV of 30.4. Less than a year later, 9 years, $360 million. So 2 more years and like $140 million more, because he bet on himself. And it's never an easy thing to do. He had $213 million sitting in the palm of his hand, and he said no. And no matter how you look at it, that's risky. But he believed in himself. He bet on himself. He went out and he hit 62 home runs. He broke the all-time Yankees record, the all-time American League record. He bet on himself, and he won. And he won an extra $145 million, which is pretty incredible. So this wasn't a foregone conclusion. It was my prediction that he would end back in New York. I thought it was much more of a, yeah, this is going to happen than it turned out to be, because everything I heard down at the winter meetings was it was truly 50-50. And then when $400 million gets thrown into it, it probably becomes more like 33, 33, 33, because $400 million is $400 million. But it truly became a toss-up. And from everything I heard down there, people were, I was along the lines of, I mean, he's going back to the Yankees, right? And people are like, no, I think it's truly in his hands. So he ended up getting as much from the Yankees as the Giants were offering. And just a less than a week ago, we saw the Yankees offer was in that 300, 310 million range, right? So they weren't exactly close. They end up matching. Now, I have a theory here. My theory is that video that we saw come out when Aaron Judge went out to San Francisco, that meeting was set for a Tuesday and we all knew it. And then Monday night, this video comes out of Aaron Judge walking through a hotel lobby or airport lobby, whatever it was. And he's on video perfectly. It's just the perfect video of him smiling, winking. Oh, I'm just here to visit family, but I got some good things planned. Ends up coming out after that the Giants are offering 360 million. And yes, I believe that offer from the Giants was very, very real. But I also believe still that video was a tactic. And why wouldn't it be? Because the Yankees are doing tactics. They're releasing numbers. We saw Aaron Judge was just named Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. In that article, he said, yeah, I was pretty frustrated that numbers were leaked. I believe it's a tactic to turn the fans against me. I didn't love that. So this is absolutely a tactic. Get a video out there saying, yeah, I'm out here having a good time. Got some big things planned. Got some big money planned from the Giants. Things are going to be great. Next thing you know, not too long after that, the Yankees are upping their offer to exactly what the Giants were offering. So Judge goes out there, meets with them. It apparently goes really, really well. I do believe that Aaron Judge was potentially going to sign there. I don't think it was all a play because he knew he was going to be with the Yankees the entire time. I do think he went out there, got the offer that he got, around $360 million, went back to the Yankees and said, hey, I want to be with you. I want to be number 99 in right field, hitting homers for the Yankees for the rest of my career. But the number to reach is $360 million. And if you don't reach it, I'm going to go play for my hometown team that I grew up dreaming about playing for. I need you to get there. The Yankees got there. They got to $360 million over 9 years. And now Aaron Judge is signing there and will be there for a long, long time. So good for him. But now the question for me turns to, what does this mean for the New York Yankees? Well, let's look at it. You signed the number one free agent on the market, right? Well, guess what? You had him last year. So now you look at this roster, and it's the same sort of team as last year that was completely exposed by the Houston Astros in the playoffs, minus Jameson Taillon. I mean, it's pretty much the same roster. They need to do more. And how much room do you have to do more? Well, I don't know. I guess Al Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman will be the judge of that. You're the Yankees. Hopefully you can do whatever you want, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You have the money to do it, but they have a lot to do here. I mean, you have this big contract now, so you have the same team theoretically, minus Jameson Taillon, and there's some other pieces there interchangeable, but you have virtually the same team. It's just a lot more expensive this year than it was last year. So the Yankees still have a lot to do, and there's not a ton out there to do. If you look at it, I mean, obviously Judge being the big free agent, then you look around and there's these shortstops out there still, and Correa and Bogarts and Dansby, but are they going to be in on one of those guys, or are they going to stay in-house and trust in Volpe and the new younger guys? I don't know. But there is a legitimate discussion here of, okay, you re-sign Aaron Judge. You had him last year. Now, is your team any better? No, your team, you had to pay $360 million to get your team back to where it was last year, which is not as good as the Houston Astros. It's just not. And it's not even really that close. They were completely exposed in the ALCS. So I'm very much so interested in what are the Yankees going to do now. Pitching. Behind Garrett Cole's massive contract, there's not a ton of guys that you can turn to as a certified ace and trust in the playoffs, in my opinion. And then the bullpen is a complete and utter mess. I mean, Aroldis Chapman is out the door. Whatever he was 3-4 years ago, that is not him, and he's also not there. So there's that. And Clay Holmes looked to be one of the best closers in baseball last year, one of the best relievers, moves into the closer spot. He was really good. But then down the stretch, definitely wasn't the same guy. So what are you going to get from him? I do believe Clay Holmes is nasty. He throws 100. It moves all over the place. Clay Holmes is going to be a fixture in that bullpen. But other than that, like they need pitching desperately, starting pitching, bullpen. Where do they turn to? I don't know. But now they have time, right? All of their focus, if you're the Yankees, was on one guy and one guy only. Brian Cashman. And then it turned to Aaron Judge. That's who they needed to sign, Aaron Judge. They got it done. Now what do? Where do they go? Well, I don't know. We'll see about that. But the Yankees still have a lot of work to do, in my opinion. They need to get pitching. They need to get pitching bad. But the big one was Aaron Judge. They got their guy. Make him a captain. That's what I was saying at the beginning of last year. Sign your guy. Give him all the money he wants. Make him your captain. He's one of the best players in the game of baseball. He's a huge superstar. We see him on the sidelines with talking to the GOAT, Tom Brady. We see him rocking Mike Evans jerseys on the sideline. And Tom Brady's asking him to come play tight end. This is the superstar that baseball needs. Aaron Judge. He's a superstar. He is a superstar off the field. He's larger than life on the field and off the field. And I couldn't think of a better face for the game of baseball than Aaron Judge, of which I do believe there are multiple. And I couldn't be more happy that Aaron Judge is one of them. Now this contract sets a precedent. Big number 99 in New York, making $360 million, hitting a bunch of homers. He's on the sidelines. He's in the public eye. That's what baseball needs. Unfortunately, a lot of the superstars in the game of baseball and people that were considered a face of baseball previously don't really care to be in the public eye and out there and very active on social media saying, hey, look what I'm doing. Mike Trout is the guy I'm talking about. Mike Trout's making $426.5 million, but Mike Trout isn't a very flashy, look at me, look where I am kind of guy on social media. I mean, he's there, but he's not Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is a great face of baseball, and I'm very happy and very pleased that he is staying in New York. I was hopeful he would. It just feels right for the game of baseball, and now it's done. But the Giants made quite the valiant effort. The Padres swoop in with 10 for 400. What are the Padres going to do? I don't know. They seem to be throwing money at everybody, which if you're a Padres fan, you have to be happy about, right? Like, forget the AJ Preller can't close. Forget it. Look at all this money being thrown at players. Aaron Judge wasn't going anywhere unless it was back home or to the Yankees. But the fact that he's even offering 10 years, $400 million is a great sign. But regardless, we needed to do an emergency podcast. We've done 2 in the last 3 days now for Justin and for Aaron Judge now. I don't believe there will be many more emergency podcasts coming unless some massive trade goes down, but it had to happen. So a great few days. The winter meetings are wild. They really are. I talked all about my experience yesterday. So go back and listen to yesterday's podcast. I talked about my first ever winter meetings experience, what happens there, what goes down, who talks to who, and what I learned about, well, Judge, but also Dansby Swanson. And it changed my opinion on what I believe about Dansby Swanson. So Justin's emergency podcast, yesterday's episode about that and the winter meetings and name that free agent. And now another emergency episode today because Aaron Judge, the biggest free agent on the market, has officially signed with the New York Yankees. 9 years, $360 million. So thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever. Also follow along on all of our social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. You can watch every episode on YouTube as well at Flippin Bats Pod for all of them. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And until next time, this has been another episode of Flippin Bats. Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball,
Join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.